Metro Manila and 36 other areas in the Philippines will be placed under General Community Quarantine or GCQ from September 8 to 30. This despite the Philippines hitting its highest one-day tally ever recorded at 22,415 new cases on Monday, September 6. This brings the total caseload to 2,103,331, with 159,633 cases active. This also marks the fourth straight day of more than 20,000 new cases recorded daily. Presidential spokesman Harry Roque says the implementation of GCQ will be different this time, as this will involve a new system of localized lockdowns. Roque says granular lockdowns can be declared by mayors or governors and can be limited to as small a unit as a street or barangay, rather than an entire city or province. The pilot run of the granular lockdown system will be in Metro Manila. Apayao, Bataan, Bulacan, Cavite, Lucena City, Rizal, Laguna, Iloilo Province, Iloilo City, and Cagayan de Oro City will be placed under Modified Enhanced Community Quarantine or MECQ. Meantime, the following areas will be under General Community Quarantine with heightened restrictions. The rest of the country will be under Modified General Community Quarantine or MGCQ. In related news, travelers from India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Nepal, United Arab Emirates, Oman, Thailand, Malaysia, and Indonesia can now enter the Philippines beginning Monday, September 6. The government lifts the travel ban on the 10 countries days after the Philippines' worst COVID-19 surge so far. On Monday, September 6, the Health Department says the highly contagious Delta COVID-19 variant has been detected in all regions in the Philippines. The DOH reports 279 more cases of the Delta COVID-19 variant, raising the number of Delta variant cases in the Philippines to 2,068. Experts fear many others remain undetected. An influx of voter applicants trooped to offices of the Commission on Elections in Metro Manila Monday, September 6, as voter registration resumes in the capital region 24 days before the registration deadline. In some Comelec offices, registrants who arrived in the morning were given a number with a time schedule within the day in a bid to manage the crowds. The resumption of voter registration in Metro Manila follows a month of suspension due to COVID-19 hard lockdowns. On September 1, the Comelec announced it has approved voter registration beginning September 6 in areas under Modified Enhanced Community Quarantine or MECQ. Metro Manila is under MECQ but only until September 7. It will shift to General Community Quarantine or GCQ beginning Wednesday, September 8. Groups have called on Comelec to reconsider its decision not to extend voter registration beyond September 30. Comelec, in its assessment on Monday afternoon, says an extension of the deadline is still unlikely. It says an extension will result in a domino effect that will affect deadlines leading to Election Day.
Need more context, clarity, and perspective? Get the full picture with Rappler Plus. With exclusive content and events, you'll get an opportunity to discuss issues with reporters, experts, and featured guests, while helping Rappler continue its fearless journalism. Join now.
Vice President Leni Robredo is so frustrated by President Rodrigo Duterte's mismanagement of the pandemic that she's now tempted to ask him to just let her handle the crisis instead. In a Rappler Talk interview Friday, September 3, Robredo thinks the lack of decisive leadership at a time when people need it most is the biggest tragedy in the government's mishandling of the pandemic.
Alam mo, natatempt na ako magsabi na, pwede bang bigyan niyo ako ng pagkakataon na tumulong at mag-manage? Basta bigyan lang ako ng blanket authority, siguro naman mag-i-improve naman ito. Ang daming kailangang gawin na hindi ginagawa and nakakasama ng loob kasi last year pa to hinihingi.
Robredo says the country's COVID-19 testing and contact tracing are a failure.
1.5 years na tayo eh. 1.5 years na tayo, parang roller coaster lang.
The Vice President also describes Duterte's budget priorities for 2022 as misplaced. In her weekly radio show on DZXL on Sunday, September 5, Robredo laments the lack of funds for health workers' benefits. She also questions the 170 million peso budget cut for the Research Institute for Tropical Medicine, the country's main testing center for the coronavirus. Robredo has yet to decide if she would run for president in the 2022 elections. Rising Filipino-Canadian tennis star Leylah Fernandez scores the biggest win of her career against world number 3 Naomi Osaka in the US Open. The 18-year-old Fernandez, who represents Canada, ousted defending champion Osaka in the third round of the women's singles on Saturday, September 4, Manila time. On Sunday, September 5, Fernandez defeated former champion Angelique Kerber in the fourth round. Kerber has good words for her opponent, saying, "If she plays like this, I think she has a great future." Fernandez faces 5th seed Elena Svitolina in the quarterfinals on Tuesday, September 7. Actress Heart Evangelista hits back at people pressuring her to get pregnant. In a series of tweets, Evangelista reminds followers nobody knows the real struggle of conceiving. Evangelista is responding to screenshots showing several TikTok users' comments about her body and how she couldn't get pregnant. Evangelista tweets, "Stop telling me to get pregnant unless you really want to hurt me. Nobody knows the real struggle." Evangelista adds she's happy and content with her life, and that getting pregnant would just be a bonus. This is not the first time for Evangelista to call out people who've been pressuring or shaming her into getting pregnant. In May 2018, she announced that she was expecting her first child with husband Chis Escudero. The month after, she lost the pregnancy that turned out to be twins.